Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, and this is the morning market preparation video for February 27th, 2019. So, hey, as we roll through the end of this month, things are still looking good in the market. We have one more trading day this month, and the bulls are continuing to hold on to this trend. We are now 11 weeks into this rally, and we're starting to show maybe just a little bit of rest, a little bit of consolidating potential move starting here, just a little bit of maybe a tiny bit of concern where we are, and we're pressing these resistance levels here in the market. So this morning we're looking at the futures just indicating a slight move lower, kind of a modest move lower. Right now only about 50 points in a move lower, but nothing here of major concern. Our trend is continuing to be very, very strong, continuing to look positively to the upside. So nothing here of major concern, but we do have to respect that price resistance and be careful as we head into that price resistance. Now today we have a couple of big things going on, despite the fact that we have over 210 companies reporting earnings. We have a fairly busy economic calendar today. We also have the president hopefully negotiating a nuclear disarmament of North Korea, and we have a congressional hearing that is historic in itself, in the fact that the president's former attorney is expected to directly accuse the president of creating criminal acts while sitting in office. So without a doubt, today the market has a lot to chew on. Could, though, that political drama have impacts to the market? And I think the answer to that is yes. Anytime we see the possibility of a major upset in government, we can have impacts to the market. So it's certainly going to prove to be political high drama as that hearing goes on. So stay focused to your price action, no matter what you think or believe about the president. Let's set that aside and let's look at the price action of the chart. That's how we're going to make money in this market. So if we stay focused on price action, avoid trying to make any predictions, stay disciplined to our rules. We should weather today just fine, but there is certainly a lot for the market to chew on today, and anything is truly possible. So again, try not to predict and just remain very flexible watching this price action here. But when you look at the chart, here's the simple answer that's going on right now. The trend is still up. The bulls are still in control, and there's nothing here that would suggest that is ready to change just yet. So keep an eye on that, and also pay attention to price resistance as we push up here. Okay, let's take a look at the SPY, SPY. SPY has a little bit more danger in it to me, because we have this triple top high, and as you can see, that triple top high is right now serving as resistance. If we start to push down from here, nothing to worry about necessarily. We've had some levels placed in here. We could easily find some support in this area, but that could be pretty harsh for those who were buying in the last few days, wanting to push this on through if we had that sudden move lower. But right now there's no indication that we have to move lower. We're going to get a little gap down this morning, but it's certainly very controlled at the moment. Watch this resistance level up here. We could push through there, and if we do happen to fail the trend, don't be too surprised to see some profit taking come in if that does begin to occur, and particularly if news events really begin to swirl around today. We could see some dramatic effect from that without question. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs also holding its trend, looking very, very good. Watch these resistance levels. We tested and broke through here yesterday. We pulled back below that level. This morning, we're going to dip just a little bit further on this gap down, but no particular problem here. Trend is still up. Everything is still holding on. And keep in mind, we still have these additional levels of resistance above that we will have to pay attention to and respect as we move up toward those levels. Taking a look at IWM struggled a bit yesterday, kind of leading the market lower yesterday as the rest of the indexes tried to fight back. IWM really wasn't having any of that, showing a little bit of weakness, and you can see IWM is gapping down this morning as well, adding to that weakness, just respecting these price resistance levels. And watching them closely, we're starting to show a little bit of dip possible here in IWM. But once again, if those bulls, they've been very, very tenacious. I don't want to suggest that this is saying we have to fall. The bulls have been very, very tenacious, fighting back with everything that they have, and I would not expect them to give up easily here. So we could certainly move higher on the day. So watch that close. Let's take a look at the VIX. Yesterday, kind of interesting. VIX continued to move up yesterday. We had a little bit of a fail in the market, just a little bit of a pullback in the overall market. The VIX continued to move up, but we're still well below this price resistance level right here in the VIX. So any move up, and I expect we'll probably have a little bit of a move up this morning with this small gap down. But if we use this level as resistance and fall back from there, I don't think there'd be too much to worry about. Where we're going to have a little bit of concern is if we break through that resistance and then happen to hold it as support. If that holds as support and we bounce up from there and the day is coming, that's where trouble will really start to come into the market. Let's hope we don't see that. Let's hope we see this area right here provide the resistance we need, and fear continues to drop out of the market. Let's take a look at T21.22. We had a nice little pullback yesterday in T21.22 and a little bit of rest coming here in the market. Honestly, I think that is a good thing. I think that is a healthy thing for the market. This morning's gap down, which is a small gap down, could move us a little bit lower. Just kind of keep in mind, T21.22 doesn't tell us the direction of the market. It just gives us that indication that we have room to one side or another to move. And we certainly have plenty of downside room for the market to move. But because of that pullback and the possible gap down this morning, we're also opening up that window where we could move back higher. So keep that in mind. We have room to both sides now on T21.22. Let's take a look at our economic calendar today. Our economic calendar has a couple things to be aware of, and I'm running late today, so I do apologize about this. But our economic calendar, we do have international trading goods coming out at 8:30, factory orders, and of course, probably the bigger thing is we have Jerome Powell speaking again today. Obviously, he had positive effects on the markets yesterday, but of course anytime the Fed speaker speaks, we want to pay attention. Pending home sales at 10 o'clock, and then in that EIA petroleum status report, which moves those oil sector stocks around, can move them around significantly and have major impacts on the market. So pay attention to those reports today. Kind of a full economic calendar. On the earnings front, over 210 companies reporting earnings today, and we know that those earnings can have dramatic effects on stocks, so be really careful around those earnings events. Take WTW as an example. WTW, after its earnings event, dropping 30%. So you want to be really, really careful and respect those earnings events. Try not to gamble around those earnings events because they can really damage you in your trading. Gambling around those events is is no different than walking up to a roulette table and plunking your money on whether black or red is going to hit on that roulette table. You have your odds in those trades are nothing short of just a 50-50 gamble. You just never know how an earnings event's going to turn out. Let's take a second here, and if this is the first time you've seen this information, if these are the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button on YouTube, the follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons and leave a comment. Thank you to everyone who does that. And also, if you feel inclined, please feel free to share this video with any friends and family. Post it out there. We're really trying to grow this channel, and the purpose of these videos it has nothing to do with making money at all. The purpose of these videos is to help everyone do a little bit better job of preparing for the day. And I believe personally that preparation for your day is extremely important, far more important than luck of just sitting down when the market opens and feeling like it's okay to trade. We have to be ready and think about how we are approaching the market for the day. So if you find these helpful, please click those thumbs up buttons, support the channel, and feel free to share this with any friends or family. With that, everyone, hey, let's take a look at a few things that are looking pretty good. I still have an awful lot of alerts that I have set on charts, and continuing to watch quite a few companies as they produce really good signals. So let's take a look at UPS. UPS, very nice pattern here, moving up in a nice little trend, breaking its downtrend, consolidating over toward that trend. We want to watch for a buy signal. By the way, anytime you see a pink line on my chart, that's either that's a current alert or a past alert that has been triggered on the chart. And so, as you can see, I have a price alert set on here. I'm looking for that price action that will pop us above and give me that opportunity to maybe take this chart right into the next resistance. Now, that wouldn't be a chart that's probably suitable for a straight up stock trade, but as an options trade, buying some call options on that definitely pays off very, very well. So kind of keep an eye on that. AKS continues to look like just a chart setting up to move higher. We've already made money on this in right way options, and you can see I've set another price alert. We just need this to pop on through here, give me a little candle that says we want to move on up, and we'll watch this chart and maybe get into that trade. That's looking pretty good at the moment. SWKS is another one of those that's just been consolidating across this level of support. We popped up through here on earnings. It's been taking a rest. Now we want to watch this chart closely. Now, I don't exactly know where this trend is going to end up here, but I do know that I want to pay attention to this, because we have no one interested in selling this stock below this level at this point, and we have no buyers above this level at this point. Because we are in a current trend, I'm going to be paying attention to this chart, watching for the buyers. If the buyers step up in here someplace and start moving this higher, I want to be involved in that stock and move this right on up. This, by the way, is also one of those patterns that everybody is aware of, that cup and handle type pattern that can produce really nice results. So watch that SWKS. It's looking pretty good. Take a look at Crone. Anyone who is involved in these cannabis stocks, Crone really rejecting this pullback and the downgrade that they received yesterday, or the day before yesterday, in their price action, and pushing up with a nice bullish candle here and looking like it wants to move higher yet this morning. So watch Crone. We also want to be careful as we approach these resistance levels up here. We don't want to blindly run into this, but Crone looking good, and other cannabis stocks also looking pretty good on the day yesterday. So with that, everyone, hey, I want to wish you all a fantastic day. I want to wish you great profits. Remember, these videos are meant to help you prepare for the day. And when I post stocks like this and show you potential trade setups, they're meant to build your watch list, not necessarily to say this is a trade today, but something to watch and prepare for. Watch the price pattern as it develops. See if you can make a trade out of that. So keep an eye on those charts. Everyone have a great day. We'll talk to you all bright and early Wednesday morning. And always, if you're struggling as a trader, never give up on yourself. Talk to you soon. Take care now.